Praised be Jesus Christ. I would like to make an appeal to those who listen, an appeal to those who speak. When the Word of God is concerned, that we be enlightened by faith and by truth, and motivated with a clear conscience. It is of utmost importance. First, those who listen need to exercise some amount of critical listening. Well, they tell you about the sanctity of marriage, you take it. Somebody comes from nowhere and says marriage is never instituted by God. That is just like, well, I have a new bike and I bring it to my pastor to bless it. And you take it as well. Where is the truth? Exercise some critical reading, thinking. So the person would dupe you so easily. Now, take note that not everything that is said in a microphone is to be taken seriously. So, how can one, a pastor of souls, knowing fully well what reward is promised to scandal, leading people astray, how can he just ignore everything about Genesis 2, verses 22 and following, the creation of man and woman? God created woman, fashioned her from the rib of man, and brought her to man, who acknowledged his bone from his bones and flesh from his flesh. And that is why he will leave father and mother and be united with his wife, and they will become one flesh. How can someone royally ignore that? And if he misinterpreted it by mistake, how can he still misunderstand the text when Jesus interprets it in Matthew 19? When he says, "Let then no one put asunder what God has united." It's not just by having a sexual relation with a woman that man becomes one flesh with them. No, God united them, meaning he instituted marriage. And that's why Jesus says, in case of porneia, in case of illegitimate union, it can be separated. But in case of marriage, they cannot. God united them. Is it not clear enough? As someone said, and this is my advice to you, fatherly, brotherly advice, if you want, or if you want the advice of someone completely ignorant, as you wish. Don't make a mistake out of a mistake. That is, don't take your mistake and start justifying it, defending it, proving it right. A series of wrongs never makes any of them, neither the first nor the last, right. It just worsens the situation. And how many souls would be lost by your fault, including yours. How heavy the punishment, how horrendous the crime. No, listen carefully, attentively, critically, read and think clearly. Do not speak just to let yourself be heard. Let the word speak through you. Let the word make himself understood. He is the truth, Jesus Christ. Praised be Jesus Christ.